Hey, everybody, it's Alan, and I hope you're doing well. So, it kind of appears that I'm at the end of the road or nearing the end of the road so far as the discography by The Warning. Um, I got two more songs to release this week, and then that appears to be it based upon this checklist that I've got written down here with all the songs from their discography crossed off. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to go. I know I'll be breathlessly anticipating whatever they decide to release next. I guess I could go through and do video based upon their vlogs. I'm thinking maybe I'll do full concert video performances, like, the entire Pepsi Center concert or something to that nature. I don't know. I really don't know where I'm going to go, but I'd certainly urge anybody in the Warning Army to go through my The Warning playlist and tell me if I missed anything that I'm just completely unaware of. I'm certainly welcome to suggestions. I'm definitely looking forward to whatever they decide to release in 2026. I don't know. Help me out. Come up with some suggestions. In the meantime, here's The Sacrifice.
Please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that you've been wearing around. Don't lie to me. I see through the facade that you're portraying as everything starts to collide. You can't forget, though you have tried. Don't reject the darkness in your eyes. One more simple question. No one answers, no one mentions the emotion, the commotion that fills your every need, that fills your fantasy.
underappreciated but absolutely loved is that last slide on the bass that you hear Ali do right before the song fades out. It's understated but absolutely perfect. Listening to this song, I focused in on Danny's voice, and I couldn't help but just notice how phenomenal it is. And she's only gotten better as she's matured and gotten older and just, gotten past 20. And she's just filled into her voice, and it's just so damn powerful. And like I said, it's only gotten better with time. I'm going to guess something here, and I don't know if it will come to fruition, but I really hope that it does. Since this album came out, and of course their ability to really tour a full performance of Queen of the Murder Scene was hampered by the pandemic in 2020, I'm going to guess, and again, it's purely a guess, and I hope that it comes true, that at some point, somewhere down the road, maybe 5, 10, 15 years down the road, I don't know, but I just imagine them revisiting this album and realizing that they never fully toured this album because of, again, the world crisis. And much the same way that Queensryche revisited Operation Mindcrime in the early 2000s, I would not be surprised if somewhere down the road, at least for a brief number of shows, and I don't know where and I don't know when, but for a small tour, perhaps we'll get lucky enough to have The Warning do a tour with a show surrounding the Queen of the Murder Scene album. Obviously, fill in the other, 45 minutes to an hour worth of the show with other songs, newer songs, what have you. But at some point, hopefully, and we can all beg for this if we have to, that we get at least a smattering of live performances of the entire concept album in order. I hope so. I really do hope so.
Please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that you've been wearing around. Don't lie to me. I see through the facade that you're portraying as everything starts to collide. You can't forget though you have tried. Don't reject the darkness in your eyes. One more simple question, no one answers, no one mentions the emotion, that commotion, that fills your every need, that fills your fantasy. If you let this go much further,
If I wanted to nitpick that performance, I could, because I'd sit there and be like, well, I mean, Danny's vocal pitch wasn't perfect during the song. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That Lenario performance is absolutely phenomenal. And pitch inconsistencies aside, it just doesn't matter. I mean, if nothing else, the one thing that I think is absolutely obvious is the emotional output that Danny was performing that entire show with. Her sisters as well. I mean, looking at the looks on Allie's face and Pau's face as they're playing, and just watching them, and just specifically looking at, in a way, sort of the sheer level of exhaustion that they were feeling due to the emotional connection that they had with that project. And again, at such a young age where, we're talking about, to this point, roughly halfway through their career, and we know what they've become since then, and we know how much they've done and how much time they've put out on stage and in the studio, and all of the, the private performances for radio stations and TV stations, and globe-trotting and playing halftime shows at football games, and doing whatever they could to propel themselves forward. You got to go back and think to yourselves, well, at this point, when they were recording, Queen of the Murder Scene, when they were performing this, especially again given the pandemic, you got to look at them and go, oh my God, they were putting out so much effort and so much energy 5 years ago when they were, teenagers, and Danny was, 19, 20, whatever year old she was at the time. And again, so I look, there are thousands and thousands of live concerts I've listened to or seen, and I'm like, yeah, the singer wasn't perfect. Norah Jones wasn't always perfect. Alison Krauss wasn't always perfect. The guys in Eddie Van Halen didn't play every song exactly the way he recorded it. And there are so many live performances that you can look at and go, yeah, they were a little pitchy, Elton John, Billy Joel, you name it. They were all, nobody's ever perfect. And it doesn't really matter if their music connects with your soul. And at the end of the day, it's just simply amazing to watch what they actually produced and what they put out there. I'm only giving you the two performances today, the studio performance and then the Lenario performance, mostly because the other videos that I came across just didn't have the sound quality that I wanted to put up on the channel. The mixes just weren't good. There were cell phone performances. And so I'm just going to limit it to those two, because I wanted to have the stark comparison between studio and live, which so many of you have mentioned over the 100 or so, however many, 70, 80, 90, I don't know how many videos I've done for The Warning. But the point being is that everybody wants to tell me, you got to watch the live performance, which you all know I've done. So at the end of the day, I wanted to put that out there. And in light of recent events, specifically talking about the passing of the Grateful Dead's Bob Weir, I have to mention how, to a degree, The Warning sort of has similarities to a jam band. Now, I know they're not jamming when they're performing live. They're playing the song the way they decided to perform it live, and it's practiced and rehearsed. So there's not improvisation really in there. But what I mean by that is, if you're a fan of jam bands, you know that the live performances are always highly considered better than the studio performances, because rarely can you capture a jam band in a live setting in the recording studio. And I liken the warning to that because, again, countless people come across with the comments of, well, if you think the studio recording was good, you got to listen to them live. The live is, they really come to life alive. It's the same thing that's been said about every jam band in history, whether you're talking about the Grateful Dead or the Allman Brothers or, Government Mule or Fish or Dave Matthews or whoever. It's like, oh, you got to hear them live. They're so much better live. Well, yes, they are. I get it. I totally understand. And like I said, recently with the passing of Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead, it kind of got hammered home to me while I was thinking about him regarding the comments made on my warning videos or videos for the warning. And I agree with you, but the reason I listened to the studio recording first is because I want to hear the composition as it was created before I hear how it was performed. And what I mean by that is, in the recording studio, you can still perform live in the studio and then go back and overlay guitar parts, overlay harmony vocals, redo the vocals, even with the day of technology that we're living in, cut and paste and move stuff around. When I listen to their studio recordings, I hear essentially a live recording with overdubs. I don't really hear a parted together recording. And that has changed or evolved a little bit with subsequent recordings, but still the essence of the trio is there. And then when you go to see them or watch a live performance of theirs, it's whittled down to the essence of the trio. And I don't think I want to see a situation where they decide to augment the band with another member, another person on guitar or a keyboard player, whatever it is. If they choose to do that, it's completely up to them, and I certainly will accept it and welcome it. And because, again, I'm all about the evolution of the artist, not just sitting there stagnant playing the same stuff. I know that bands like ACDC are beloved, and I really get tired of them because it's the same basic groove virtually every time. And so I applaud the evolution of an artist as they move forward and kind of explore new boundaries. We don't have to love everything that an artist does when they do that, but we can respect their artistic integrity to do that. And so I'm looking forward to what they do next. I don't know what it's going to be. I am sure people will inform me of something that they heard or a rumor or whatever it is. But I am spinning out into a tangent here that I probably don't need to. So with that said, hope you enjoyed this. Again, feel free to look at the warning playlist and see if you can come up with anything that I missed. But I really don't think so. I think I've kind of gotten it all. I got one more video to do today, and that will literally be it. Not for the warning. I will be continuing to do videos on them. I'm just going to have to figure out what those videos are going to consist of. So I do like the idea of going back and doing, full concert video performances. I'll have to break them up. I'm not going to give you a 2.5 hour live video. I'm not going to do that. I'll break it up into sort of like I did with the Queen of the Murder Scene album, break it up into chapters or video blocks or what have you. But I don't know. We'll see. Feel free to leave a comment. We could talk about it further. Just know that I appreciate all of you, and I wish you well.